incorrect. Override denied. Your password is incorrect. Override denied. Program activated.
Hello and welcome to another Username Nerd podcast. My name is Mike Hewitt, and with me always I have
Tim Hewitt.
How are you doing, Tim?
And not bad. Today we have
We
some
should just do
guests.
it all by ourselves.
We have Mikey Dressler.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
See, I did it right that time.
Good
All right, you
job.
introduce
Good
yourself.
job. We have Melissa Rains,
Hello there.
and we have Jacob Rains. How are you doing? You guys are back.
Doing pretty good.
I went back and listened to the Deadpool podcast, and I sound like such an idiot at the
Yes.
beginning because I'm like, and we have some guests today. And just like this blank. Yeah, it's awful.
And they're like haven't done it in a
Yeah,
while.
I
and
know,
they like
I
don't
know.
know how to.
Anyway, moving on.
So, what are we talking about?
Planet Comicon. You need to turn me down in my headphones
Go ahead.
and everything.
Okay, gotcha.
Planet Comicon.
Talking about Planet Comicon, this is Planet Comicon in Kansas City, May 20th to the 22nd. And
Yes.
we've been talking about it a lot because we have a booth coming on and going there and stuff along those lines.
We're very excited.
But this is, this is our fourth year.
Yeah, this will be a 4th year.
And so we just thought we would talk about what
Kind of
our
our favorite-
past and
yeah.
stuff like that. I know, what was it, 2 years ago? When was the day we had everybody around the table and we talked about that?
That
Do you
was
remember
2
that?
years ago, and we got actually recordings of it,
the
and then
whole thing
everything got
crapped
erased.
out.
That was
Remember that,
awful.
Mikey?
Yep.
A lot
Tasha
of
was here.
the videos,
Last time she was on.
yeah,
That
a lot of the
Mikey has
ones
been on.
you just seem to, the machine just seems to break. I don't know what it is.
Should I go home now?
Do you have a curse or something?
I know, right? So,
Yes, but it's not regarding podcasts. It's just in general.
we have. What do we got to start out with?
Well, I want to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot, but I want to talk about. Why don't we list off stats for previous years, Michael? How about we do that?
Well, last year, 2015, we had 57,000 people, and
Yes.
the year before that, it was 45 to 50,000 people.
Well, I'm glad I wrote all this stuff down. Let's just crumple that up.
Sorry,
and
sorry,
behind
sorry,
the back it goes.
And then the year before that, I have no idea. We just made those numbers. I
just
don't.
made those numbers
no,
up?
those numbers are right. But I was going to make some 2013 numbers, but
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to make those up.
Also, that they are in Bartle Hall this year.
But I know
Well, they were in Bartle Hall previous
it
years.
had to
but
be much less because half of it was empty in
yeah,
2013.
that's what I was gonna say. There's big sections empty. This year they've sold out all the booths, right? You
Yeah, they
cannot,
sold it
there's
all,
no
and
vendor
it's wall
space.
to wall. Yeah.
So they've maxed out that whole floor.
Yes.
I think.
Wow.
Well,
Well,
are you sure? Because
last year, I guess it wasn't because that entrance area,
Yeah.
we were snaked, and there was a little bit on the other side. So maybe it could be more. I
no,
don't know.
because there was snaked for line, and then there was a huge section empty too.
But I know one of the big
Slap
problems
punch.
in the last couple of years was they were doing the same time as the Big 12 conference,
Yeah.
and that's why they completely moved this 2
Which I
months
think-
afterwards, which is a good thing because parking is for 57,000
Yeah.
people. In that
Impossible.
little bitty tiny space.
Well,
It was
also, I
crazy.
don't feel like there's going to be a lot of pull from the basketball crowd to come. I don't think they.
No,
were worried about
I
losing
don't
attendance,
know.
Right? Okay.
But I think a lot of people don't
It
go
was just-
down there
everything was
because
crazy.
there's just it's chaotic.
Well, yeah, because do you really want to, go down there if you know it's going to be a mess already? And it also drives up the price of the hotels. So having it at a
Yeah.
separate time is probably going to make it more affordable for everyone too.
Are you going to end
Yeah.
up getting a hotel?
I was going to talk about Storm and cosplaying
Yeah,
as
so
Storm.
was I. No.
She's leaving,
Uh,
and that's Tasha.
that's a good segue, though. Let's talk about cosplay.
Okay, go ahead.
Why not? I have never dressed. Has anybody else here at the table dressed? No?
I
no? I'm looking
have.
at Mikey.
I've
no?
done comic book.
I am the nerd.
There's one.
I am
There's
the
one
big
person.
nerd. It
What did you
was-
go as?
I went as the Riddler.
It was actually a really cool
What'd you
costume.
think?
I liked it a lot.
It was very. I went. Eli wanted to go as Batman,
Mm.
and Noah wanted to go as Robin, and they convinced us. And Missy wanted to go as the Huntress, but she actually ended up the night we went with the kids. I went as Riddler, and she went as Poison Ivy.
Oh yeah.
See, I have wanted to do that kind of thing for Halloween every year, but I can never get the kids to agree.
Well, and the other thing is we get there and he immediately takes his Batman outfit. I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm stuck in this hot Riddler outfit.
And then I had to carry around his Batman suit for like half the Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, great. Have you guys... Did you guys see his costume this year? Yeah, it was pretty cool, right? All right, question
and I
is...
did have people stop me. Not very many. I had one girl stop me and said, the Riddler is my fantasy. And I was like,
that's a little creepy.
Nice. Anyways.
That is the kind of thing why I
know.
would be concerned about doing cosplay.
And then, but the other thing is, don't cosplay with your super hot wife because she gets stopped all the time, and I'm sitting there looking like a dork.
Yeah. Also, I don't know who these people are, but the men that dress up like women for cosplay, but are clearly butch and have like full beards.
I don't think I've seen that.
In the cosplay videos, you see it a lot.
Oh, like the Little Mermaid.
You're right. I haven't seen it at Kansas City Comic-Con.
But that is a genre in its own. Like for Halloween, a lot of guys do that.
Just saying, it's not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? It's all good.
But I think the cosplay is great for, the kids love to see like Iron Man because, man, there are some awesome Iron Mans at the Kansas City show.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them. It's like they must really like metalworking in Kansas City because those costumes look so real.
Really, you don't think? I think they would travel, right?
I don't know.
I think they would.
I heard this was the cosplay mecca for mid country, that this is the place everyone goes for cosplay, where other people would go. Obviously it's not going to be like, what is it, Dragon Con or anything like that.
Yeah,
which would be awesome to go to. But do you know anything about Dragon Con? You guys know anything about Dragon Con?
I've never heard of it.
Okay,
it's in
so
Georgia.
but every video I see, everybody's cosplaying. So do you
it's
have to cosplay?
You don't
And
have
I don't
to, but
know
it's-
how does it work? Do you just sit around and look at each other?
No,
Are
no,
there
no.
booths?
Okay. Like
I'm sorry.
Kansas City Comic-Con is based around all sorts of different culture, but with a main
pop
focus
culture.
on comics, with a main focus on comic vending and merchandise vending. But Dragon Con is primarily based around costume.
Right. So
and
how does
cosplay.
that
So
work?
I think they have like for instance, Kansas City Comic-Con has a costume contest on Saturday. They have a costume contest 2 times a day during every day in that.
So I'm
in
guessing,
Dragon Con.
do they have lots of booths with costume designers
makeup?
and makeup and those sorts
Oh,
of
I
things?
think there's probably still vendors that sell all sorts of stuff, but
I don't know. It just seems.
It's
I don't-
just
I
that
I'm
one's
trying
become
to wrap
known
my brain
as-
around. And when I look at it, there's no normal people walking around.
no, yeah, you're right. Everyone's
It's
like
everyone's.
Yeah.
And those are some of the best costumes
But
I've
I
ever
don't think
seen.
you have to dress in order to get into that.
I'm
Anyway-
imagining a catwalk where they walk down and do a little turn and then walk back, and then the next person comes out.
You know what? Seriously, like at the end of some of the days, they have like these huge like rave parties where everybody's just in costume dancing and stuff like that. But then there's like literally a little catwalk thing that people can come out on. Yeah, you were closer than you thought.
I've never seen it. I've never seen the catwalk thing, but yeah.
It was during like one of the big parties, which that's the thing that I don't understand either. Like those videos make it seem like that is just that's where it's at. Like that's the biggest party ever, which whatever. I can't imagine that's you know what I mean? The video probably makes it look better than it is. Anyway, we're way off topic.
And cosplaying, I didn't do much. Really, I didn't do much. I just
Yeah,
were
that's cool,
very,
though.
but I don't think I'll ever do it again either.
Really?
Because you can't get from point A to B without somebody wanting to take a picture or something. And
Isn't that why you do it, though?
yeah, I don't know why I did it, but yeah.
You were super excited about it too, and
Really?
yeah, for like months leading up to it, you were like, oh. I found a bowler hat from England. I had to order. it
That
from
was the
England.
only.
It's
Well, I got that for
thing.
Halloween, and then everything was last minute. Like, okay, yeah, I'm last minute. But yeah. I did it for Eli. I think Eli was more excited about it than anything else.
If you have never been to a con, there are also panels, right? It's not just the stuff on the floor. There's also like little panels. Explain a panel, Mike.
Okay, a panel is somebody up in front of somebody else talking, like
But
every conference on
it
the
could
planet.
Isn't a good,
be-
a good
Yeah,
answer.
yeah, I know.
It could be about what are some of the topics, I guess. So
Well,
that
a
you've
lot of the panels have
There
they're
you
almost
go,
always
Jake, go for it.
celebrities. They're almost always celebrities. So they're
Yeah.
going to be actors, writers, directors, people who did shows. They're going to be somebody who it's like a talk show, only it's right in front of you, and it's with hopefully somebody that you would like to see.
I've also seen, like, there was one year that was specifically about cosplaying. Like, to give you tips and stuff like that. I went to one that was about art, like artist stuff, like penning and stuff like that.
Those are the less known ones.
Yeah, agreed. And you don't see many, like, famous names in those panels. You know what I mean? That's more just like, some guys got together and wanted to teach a little bit of something. So,
you said something and it got me thinking. As far as like new people that are coming that have never come before, I think it might be a little intimidating.
I could see that.
Okay, yes. So, me and Jake worked about a year ago together, and I'm like, I'm going to the comic book store. You want to come with me? He's like, what did you were like? I've never been to a comic book store.
I'm not comics. I'm sci-fi.
And I thought that was just interesting.
It's really funny because I grew up on comics, but he didn't. And so I go and get more excited about the comic aspect. And he's like, I don't even know who these people are.
No, even the comic book store, though, is rather intimidating for somebody who doesn't know anything.
I was going to ask that.
Because you walk in and I feel like everyone looks at me like, he shouldn't be here. he's a sci-fi nerd. He should not be here. And all the shows, all the different just walking in there and the whole place is just overwhelming.
It's a sensory overload. You're like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But at Comic-Con, you really like the panels because you get to see the actors and hear their perspective on the shows, right?
Oh yeah, but I think if you had never gone to one, the idea of getting in your car and driving down there and waiting in line. It might be a little intimidating.
Don't go alone. Get some friends. Get your friends together.
I can see,
you know what I mean? Like
going. That. Yeah, I can see going to a comic book store because there are certain stores I'm like, I have no idea what's happening, but I could see that's being intimidating. So a comic book convention could be 10 times more, especially if you're waiting in line. You're like, because cosplay is a thing that, at first when I was like, okay. Weirdos, but then I'm like, okay, I love this stuff now, and so you kind of have to work your way into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. You don't
going down and waiting in line next to a full-size Bart Simpson and Predator in front of me. I don't know.
You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm gonna cosplay.
Well, and see, that's the thing. There's a lot of people there like us. We never dress up. We just I go and I appreciate the art. Jake goes and appreciates the sci-fi. And then all of the vendors have tons of stuff from all the different shows we've watched. And our kids love, like, the Minecraft stuff. And
what do you think is the percentage of people of
I was going to say about a fourth. Like, not everybody's... dressed,
no,
you know
what
I mean? Like, yeah.
You think a fourth? I didn't think it was that high.
What do you think, Mikey? 10%?
Not a clue.
Okay.
I'd say 10%.
I agree.
You notice it because your eye is always drawn to the person that's, in the full getup and everything. But I don't think it's anywhere near that high.
So, Mikey just pulled a sad Affleck. I agree.
So I got a question for you, Mikey. You are more into comics than you are the pop culture. I know a lot of people are feel like it's being gypped and it's not. The comics are taking a back seat to the pop culture. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think a big problem that there is that a lot of people will come into the way that the conventions used to be originally was that it was just comic books. Maybe a poster or something,
right?
A little set there and some T-shirts you could get. But there's so many new things that they bring out in today's technology, like the Minecraft, and looking at how it's not just about comics anymore. It's a comic convention, but it is a pop culture convention.
It's more of a pop culture. I feel like
there's a lot more different things there, but that's good actually in one way because it brings in a whole new crowd of kids and it makes it real easy for them to relate. Then comics being the media that it is really hard to keep people's attention in today's society where everything's on YouTube and it's constantly changing and you can end up down the rabbit holes of craziness. But with a comic book, you sit there and you actually read that comic book. You're stuck in that storyline, and a lot of people have a hard time grasping to it.
Also, you can't binge watch
comic books.
Yeah, you have to wait till. Well, I guess you wait until the.
You can if you wait until the series is over.
Yeah, if you get the trades, which is way cheaper.
That's true.
It is, but then so there's two types of collectors. I mean, there's the personal collectors that are collecting for their personal likes, their wants, what they something
there's
that
Mikey.
goes
And you were a pro, so
No.
no,
There's Mikey who
no.
is just looking to
There's-
turn a buck.
There's
That's it.
different things. So I'm a collector for the specific reason of me collecting for my personal collection, which is mostly Captain America stuff.
Okay, hold on. Pause. Last convention, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm looking for like just.
X-Men.
I don't want
You were
to say.
looking for
I don't want to say
X-Men.
garbage, but it's pretty much. I probably
Yeah.
could get this stuff for $1.
Yeah.
He pulls out. He's like, look at this, and he pulls out this one. I'm like, holy cow! And then pulls out another one. And these are
He's
just
like,
like
"Ah."
holy grails
It
of
was
comics,
it was like
and I'm like,
Spider-Man 1.
he's like, oh, this
Captain
is
America
where
1.
Green, Green Arrow and Green Lantern. I'm like, that's iconic. I just the massive amounts of stuff he's pulling out. I'm like,
There were things I was trading for profit in the way that I was making up there, because there is an investment to there that I could do on the sideline, say, hey, I have other things that I want, but I know people, this is really high on someone's list.
Yeah.
If I can get it for a good deal and then maybe make a little bit of profit off there, then yeah. But some of the stuff is crazy, like a book that just came out last week, the 75th edition of Captain America with a variant. You could buy it at the store for $5.99. And then you turn around a day later, it's $150
Right.
if you want to buy it off eBay, and that to me is just kind of crazy.
but you have to get the right one. I mean, there's also
Right.
you could buy that and it's worth 50 cents. the
Exactly,
next
and
day.
there's plenty of books that you buy that are not worth anything unless there's something emotionally or
Right.
invested
Yeah.
into it that you enjoy.
But see, that was the craziest part to me is he was trading comics as a currency. He would say, "Hey, I'll trade you this issue for those 3 issues or something like that," which to me is just like that. That seems too
Like what's
I
that?
couldn't handle.
There's
that.
a
You know what
story
I mean?
of someone gave someone a paperclip and they
Trading up.
traded until they
To
got
like
like
a
a
house or
car or
something?
something.
Yeah.
It's bartering
yeah.
at its best, you know?
And see, that's what comic book conventions were like, is that you actually just sat there and said, hey, I have these comics, I would like these comics, you know, this is something I'm interested in, this might be something you can sell that's more wide stream to people,
Right.
let's work something out. And so
Yeah.
you didn't really need money. You know, you pay for your tickets and stuff, and if
Yeah.
you've got books, you can trade. And that's what I like, is that a lot of the booths that are up there, they're willing to trade, they're willing, because they're
Yeah.
comic book collectors themselves.
Right.
So, and you know, you just build up some rapport with some people there, and sit and talk to the people. That's one thing I think that gets missed a lot.
Yes.
I only went through maybe a quarter of the booths there because I spent so much time talking to the owners of some of the one of the first comic book stores in St. Louis. I met the guy there and just started talking to him about his collection and everything he's seen in his time, and it was just amazing to me that it was like, oh crud, I'm stuck at this booth. I spent like 2 hours here, and I have
Yeah.
only looked through 2 short boxes.
I know.
But
It's like, hey, Mikey, and then he's gone.
Gone.
He is just talking.
just
and, yeah.
ninjas into the shadows.
And I know exactly what he's talking about because I do the same thing on Artist Row. I go and I talk to the artists and I ask them how they got started and how they do what they do, and I just talk and talk and talk about art. And my kids are like, come on, Mom, let's go to the next one. And I'm like, no, I have more questions. What kind of paint are you using? What kind of markers? Oh, you're digital. What applications?
Which
You
is
know?
interesting because you have this year you have a booth at Kansas City Comic Con.
That is correct. I will be on Artist Row myself this year. I guess I've asked so many questions, I figured out how to do something.
that's awesome. One thing I like about that is I have not ran into an artist there who, you know, didn't give you the time. If you wait in line, got their book signed, it wasn't like sign a
Yeah.
book and then just, hey, okay, next. If you had questions and stuff, they talk to you. They you know, they thank you for buying their books, and
And
you
they
know,
will, and they'll show you their markers if you ask. They'll be like
Yeah.
look, here's my Copics.
It's awesome. They are so friendly. I don't think I've ran into any booth that someone was just
That someone was
really-
like a jerk or
yeah,
something like that.
stingy. And
There was one guest last year. Do you guys remember the guy from
Carl,
Is he from
Princess Bride.
Oh yeah. And
That guy
everyone
was
was like, he's a
apparently-
jerk.
He was a really big jerk.
I guess he was drunk one day. Is what I heard. I know these
The
are
guy
all
from,
rumors.
Yeah, these are all
rumors.
rumors.
Crazy
But
rumors.
the guy from Princess Bride.
yeah, James met him and didn't have any
As
problems.
you
Really?
Yeah, and he signed their hard leather bound copy.
Okay,
Maybe
never mind.
that was the
I
day
take it
before
all
the
back.
hangover.
I take it everything
I don't
back.
know.
I just maybe.
Nah,
yes.
I don't know.
Okay, okay.
Whatever.
I don't know. Most of the people I've met, even if you run into the celebrities, they'll stop and talk to you. They're really nice, and
Yes.
so that's been the coolest part for me. Is just they're just people, and you just talk to them like they're people. You don't have to stand in awe of
Yeah.
them. Just they're normal. Don't be frightened. Just walk up and ask them whatever you're thinking.
The first year we were there, Will Wheaton was signing, and Missy was in a she was changing a diaper real quick in an area she probably shouldn't have been in, and turned and almost ran into Will Wheaton with the dirty diaper all over him.
Which is great.
And then at that point, she turned and went, and that's when security was like, "You're not allowed back here."
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Which I'm so disappointed he's not going to be there this year.
Was he there last year? I know he was here 2 years ago.
I
and
think he
the year
was.
years ago.
I think he was there last year. Yeah.
Really?
I could be wrong though. I don't know. Well, I think if we all theory, I think he was. I think he was. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I'm disappointed. I really wish he would come back this year because I haven't seen him, and we might be able to do something. Now we have a booth.
Yeah.
Do something with him. And be like, hey.
Well, do you remember when James was running around taking all those?
Yeah, that was 2
selfies?
years ago.
Yeah, and he ran into Brent
Spiner?
Spiner, yeah.
Really?
And took a
Yeah.
selfie with him, just jumped in because he was walking from booth to booth, and he's like, didn't even realize who he was at the first, and he's like, hey, can I get
Well,
He assaulted him.
He's like, hey, yeah, sure, come on.
Without the makeup, and he's from Texas, so he's got a little bit of a drawl. He'd be hard to recognize.
who? Brent Spiner? I'm not gonna lie. I followed him in the bathroom and peed right next to him. I didn't see eyes straight forward, but I was like, I peed with Brent Spiner. I'm just gonna say
That's
That
of all
was
the-
something I
is
didn't
that-
need to know.
Yeah, of
I
all the
don't-
comic book stories.
I
That's
don't know. I might have a restraining order if this gets
Should-
out.
should we talk
but,
about
Just don't turn in the middle and go, "Hey, you're Brent Spiner."
I know. I was like, I'm not saying anything. Eyes forward. Yes, but yes.
Maybe this is a good segue into harassment at Comic-Con and your boundaries on
You
what you
turned
can
to
and
say hey,
can't
but you hadn't
do.
stopped.
Well,
yet. Like, oh.
well, the thing is, I followed him. I'm like, oh, and then the stardom hit me, and then I'm like, I'm in the bathroom now. What do I do? I just
Go to the bathroom.
I guess I just pretend like I'm going to the bathroom because I'm like, I don't know what to do now. What do? I can't talk to him now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, enough of that. Let's go on to something else.
Enough of Mike's restraining orders. What about the R2? Well, there's some more cosplay stuff too, where there's big groups. The 501st and what else?
Yeah, the 501st Legion.
The Mandalorian merch.
Yes, and there was one.
Steamworks
the
and
Steamworks
Shadows.
is they do. There's a big steampunk one.
And then the 12th Fleet.
I'm trying to remember. Is the steampunk one the same one that goes to the Maker Faire and they have all the stuff for the kids?
I've never been to the Maker Faire.
Oh, okay.
I've
Well,
heard
I've
it's
never
good,
been to the
and I
Maker
need to
Faire
go.
either.
I know.
How have you never been to the Maker Faire?
I know. Trust me, I need to go. I know.
I haven't either. And you know what? It's funny because I
always want to go, and it's always like,
Yeah.
oh, that was this weekend.
But
It's
at
like-
the end of what's the show with Mythbusters? Because Mythbusters is off the air now, and I've been watching Adam Savage's YouTube channel, and he's all about Make Fair like
I
crazy.
really wanted to go to the Maker Faire,
Not
but
ours specifically, but just in general.
We should do a podcast this fall after we all go.
I really wanted to go to the Maker Faire, but I felt weird, and like they're like, this guy does not belong
What
here.
did you feel? Oh,
Joke.
Like-
oh,
He tied it back.
he tied it back.
like he's not a maker.
Let's talk about this year and what's coming up with Stan Lee, and let's talk about all the packages.
Yes.
You got Kevin Smith?
I
Talk a
do.
little bit
Kevin
about this
Smith
one?
will be there Friday night and Friday night only. The premium, he's not a guest at Comic-Con either. So if you want to see him, you have to go to his event, which is in the evening with Kevin Smith.
Oh, really?
And the
Is
premium.
is it one of the hotels or something?
No, I think it'll be there, but he's coming just for like that panel and then leaving afterwards.
yeah.
Which kind of sucks, but hey, at least he'll be there. I won't see him, but some people will. But the premium packages that you can buy for him, which are like get something signed and the front row seating, and either buying a 1-day or a 3-day pass to the con, are already all sold out.
Yes.
And all the seats that are left are just the like back B seats or whatever. But they're cheaper than I thought. It was like $22 to
Yes, but those did not
32
include
whatever?
the tickets, I
Yeah.
don't think.
They don't, yeah. So I thought it was kind of interesting, but yeah, he will be there Friday only.
That's
So
probably why it sold out so fast.
Yeah.
It was too cheap.
Stan Lee,
Stan Lee's going to be there.
has anybody bought a ticket for Stan Lee?
I am not.
I did it.
Go for it.
Oh.
Tell us a little bit about it.
What
so,
day is he there?
He's there all 3 days.
Yeah, he's all 3 days. I'm going Friday, so that'll be his first day there. So, I mean, the man's 92 years old now.
I know.
So
I'm definitely getting a photo with him. I can't imagine. I can't pass that
Yeah,
up.
I don't know how many opportunities he's going to have to keep doing Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't had that many opportunities to actually go see him. So,
He's not doing cameos anymore, is he?
What do you
That's
mean?
what I heard. And like the Marvel movies and stuff. I heard
Since
he's
when?
not doing it anymore.
I think he's still doing them.
But he's announced that he's going to be stopping, right?
I
heard something.
Something happened with this is now you throw this out there. I know I was reading something about why he wasn't in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think it was something.
Wait, he
not
was in
good.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in all of them so far.
Oh no, why he's not in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Sorry,
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. I
it's
don't know.
not
It's
out
not
yet.
out
Yeah, because he was even in Daredevil, in like a picture in the back wall in the police department.
Yeah,
Really?
he just was in
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came
So
in.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that
I don't
there's
know,
something
it's
with Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Well, it's
but I
supposed
haven't
to
Which
be
you
read
kinda
can't do it
pre-planned,
forever. I
yeah.
mean, whatever, you know.
But that's written in his contract. Any character that's he had a part in creating, he gets to be in a cameo in it. I think
Yeah,
it's over
because
30.
eventually, you know, senile, he's just going to become senile and they don't want him again. He just comes out and he's drooling.
Talking about Spider-Man. This is not
But,
Spider-Man.
but this is
Excelsior!
know.
And then just, you know, collapses.
But yeah, so there's that. All 3 nights. I know Saturday's already sold out, but it's $250 package and a $350 package.
yeah, I got
Which
the
one did you get?
350.
You got
Oh
the
my
350?
God,
Of course. So, because I got a Captain America 100 I want to get signed, and a Captain America 117 First Falcon I want to get signed.
That's
so
cool. Yeah.
Those are 2. So in the package you get I believe you get 3 items.
You get 4 items.
Is it?
I just did a video on it.
Sweet.
You get a
So-
T-shirt, 1 litho, and 2
If you watched our
comics.
channel,
Yes,
you would
and-
know, Mikey.
And he would have one
And he
signed.
signs one of
Son
it.
one. So basically, from what I've understood, you got to actually go to a booth that's going to be Stan Lee's booth, his handlers, and all that stuff, and you
Right.
get your tickets, and then you can
right
decide on
next to
what you want to
UsernameNerd.
get signed, and then from there, you just hand them your stuff and say this is what it is. And from other reviews and stuff I've seen, you just go stand in line and then get up there, and they just kind of hand it in front of him. They put it in front of him. He signs. And you say whatever.
Okay,
and then-
think how many do you think he can do in an hour?
I don't know.
I mean, if we're doing,
I see the wheels spinning in
I'm
Michael's
just
head.
I'm just saying if he's doing 1 a minute, that's $6,000 an hour. I mean, he's just
Well, that's
cranking
what
that out.
I'm assuming, but at his age, it's it's a little time consuming to make sure he's signing the right stuff. And
This is a good time to announce that I will also be signing autographs at our booth. They are $500 a piece.
I almost muted you.
This is the first time for everything.
yeah, so I don't know how he's going to do it, but basically, there's not a lot of time. It's not a sitting panel, and I know he has to take breaks from other people that I've talked that had seen him.
Yeah, and you had tell us a story.
Yeah, I had a friend that went and saw him at, I believe it was in Chicago. I forget what the con is up there. Maybe, is that Wizard? No, that's not Wizard. I forget what the Chicago con is.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw him up there, and they were standing in line waiting, and they came out and they had traveled to Chicago, and it was an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, basically, they showed him, said, hey guys, Stan's a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to take a little break, and
Yeah.
he'll be out here in a little bit. And during that time, everyone got kind of like, oh, well, I understand, but
Right.
we've been standing in line forever.
I know.
So they did like a little questionnaire thing and said, hey, here's if someone could tell us Stan's birthday, we'll give a prize out for that and this and that. And so they did, to kind
Yes.
of buy the time. And then he came out, signed all of his books, and then went
Okay,
back.
good. So they did get
Yeah,
something
yeah,
signed.
yeah, he does get all
Because
this
the
stuff signed.
craziness of it, I've reading all this stuff. If they don't show, you are out of luck.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like no refund?
There's nothing.
Right.
That's kind of
That's why I bought the Friday. It's his first day out. Now they say
a
that
lot
so
of
it opens
money
at
to-
12, but Stan will not be doing any signings till after 4. So that's when they'll start.
and
Even
he's
though
been
the-
everywhere too. There was a con in Dallas I saw. I almost went to
Exactly.
Dallas
Yeah,
because
I
of
saw
that.
one.
But
And then I heard he was coming to Planet
yeah, and then
Comicon and didn't have to worry about it.
Some other guests are
Jason Mewes.
Jason Mewes.
Jason Mewes,
Snooch to the Dooch.
Ming Chong. So some of the comic book men
Yeah, Ming
cast will be
Chen.
there.
Ming Chen,
And then also 2 people from Firefly as well. The guy who plays Wash.
Turk.
Somebody help me out here, Mike. Anybody else?
I'm looking.
I should
Alan
be.
Tudyk.
Yeah,
Thank
Alan.
you, Alan Tudyk. Yeah, which he's been in so much stuff.
He has been. In a
I
lot
was
of
looking
stuff.
at trying to put together a video on him, and who's the other person from Firefly?
A Knight's Tale is one of my
Sean
favorite parts
Meyer.
with
He
him.
was the guy who played the doctor.
Yes, I was looking to put together something on them, but man, the more and more I looked into it, I was like, oh my gosh, Alan Tudyk has done a lot of like just little parts here and there, here and there, and there.
Yeah,
But
to
look
put
at my
him
really
on
influential
Firefly is kind of like
yeah, it's kind of like anymore. It's not, but that's where I know him from because that's the
Right.
Well, yeah,
first
that's
thing
where his
I-
biggest
yeah,
following is
yeah,
probably
yeah.
going to be from, especially at a convention.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, the Doctor Who, Jenna Coleman's going to be there and Arthur Deverill. And I mean, to get them in from the UK.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
it's true.
So, I mean, I think that'll be a big draw for people because they probably will only come here once or twice.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to be here every year or something.
I actually know people that are just coming to see Barbara Eden.
Who's Barbara Eden?
Like I Dream of Gina. I Dream of
Wow,
Genie Girl.
really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Well,
more
that's
power
kind of
to
some
them.
of the original.
You guys last year was it last year you
You
guys
should
saw?
say who you're excited about coming.
Yeah, who are you excited about seeing? Sir Prince Edward Nakan?
Edward James Olmos.
There we go. That's what it was.
Being
Edward
a,
James Omelet.
a big fan of Battlestar. So
Okay, who? That's Captain
what did
Adama.
he do?
do I?
What did he do in? I didn't.
That's
never
Captain
seen
Adama.
Captain
Adama.
or Admiral, depending on what
Admiral
season you're
Adama,
in.
yeah.
And
Oh,
he is a
he's so good.
huge actor way
And
before
he was,
that.
He was in
Oh,
Shield.
Blade Runner.
yeah.
Oh,
He was in Shield. Agents of Shield or whatever. Marvel Agents
Oh,
of
really?
Shield. Did anybody else? Did you guys like Marvel Agents of Shield?
It was pretty good.
I loved it, and everybody else that's seen it is like, "Oh, I was all right." I didn't
season
like it that much.
season 3 now.
Yeah, 4 now.
Okay, so I made it to season 3, and I
Also,
actually started
real
liking
fast,
3.
Archer season
Six,
6
seen
came
it.
out on Netflix.
Just
It's
saw it.
great. Oh my gosh, it's so
We
funny.
watched that last night.
Side note. Anyway, we're back to the
The other sci-fi.
George Takei.
Oh, my.
Have we mentioned
yes,
that?
George Takei is going to be there.
Yeah, he is. I'm really
Say it,
excited
do
to
it
see
again.
him.
He was really good the last
my.
time he was here. I really enjoyed him. He's just really interesting.
When was he here last?
He was here last year.
Was it last year or the year before?
I thought it was 2 years ago.
Oh, Yeah,
2
you're right.
years
It
ago,
wasn't.
it was just Next Generation and William Shatner.
Maybe it was 3 years ago then. I don't know.
I don't know. We went and saw him, but
Really?
yeah. And we took the kids, and
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know if they even knew who he was. So,
All right.
but we enjoyed it.
I mean, he's one of the last people of that cast. I mean, William Shatner. I can't think of anyone else left. Bones is gone.
Okay, now you're just being
Spock's gone.
depressing.
I know, right?
What are we
I
doing?
know.
Anyways.
It's like when Leonard Nimoy went,
Yeah, I
it was
know.
just it for me. I'm so sad.
What about the R2D2? Oh my gosh.
The
Okay.
R2
R2D2
Words and numbers.
Builders Club.
Well,
Good
it's
job.
just R2 Builders Club.
KC R2
That could be one of the
Builders
big things.
Club. Yeah. That's why I messed it up. We're going to edit that out. No, we never edit.
Never edit.
Okay.
That's
okay.
work.
If you're gonna talk about R2D2, can I at least plug Jim Butcher because I love his books
Yes,
and
go
he's
for it.
gonna be there this year, so I'm really excited about that because he's from Kansas City. He actually lives here somewhere, and I've always wondered if he would show up. And
Oh,
this is the
Where's
first
our-
time.
Dresden Files?
Yes. So yeah, this is gonna be cool because I'm gonna bring my book to sign.
Are you all, like always in the lookout? So you're like at Price Chopper, just looking around to see if maybe you'll run into him.
I don't know. I wonder if he looks like his picture because he's got long hair and he kind of looks like a wizard. So, I
I
don't
know.
know.
There's
Oh,
a couple
also,
of
Dresden
local artists coming too. Freddie Williams Jr. He'll be here, and he's
That's what
just
he
he.
said.
No, she said Jim Butcher.
No, because
Jim
I remember
Butcher?
I made the Freddie Prince, or no, Edward
Yeah,
James.
that was before.
Sorry, that was wrong.
That's
You're right,
okay.
that was before.
I remember my
okay,
first
Freddie
podcast.
Prinze
We'll edit
Jr. will be
that.
there. Freddie
We'll
Prinze.
edit. First time for editing now. I'm just kidding.
What about Arthur Darvill, who played Rory on Doctor Who?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone loves Rory.
Everybody
Yes,
loves
I
Rory.
do. Yes.
He was the
Who's Rory?
coolest character.
They loved
Get
him
out.
so much they kept bringing him back from the dead.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
just a character in Doctor. Did you ever watch Doctor Who?
Yes, I did. I tried to get into it, but
Yeah.
it's I started at 1, and
It's
I was
kind of
like
a tough
ADD,
sell. I will
jumped to
admit,
4.
it's kind of a tough sell. But once you get in it,
It's
it's
Particularly
Yeah.
season
6.
1.
Season one is tough.
Particular
Yeah,
season one.
I struggled on it, so
Except
I
for
was like,
Mike,
this
where
is so
apparently
many
that's his
things.
favorite Doctor.
It's a huge following, though. I've
No,
seen
no,
so
no,
many
no.
little Tartarus.
Yes,
Is that what it
TARDIS.
is?
TARDIS.
Yeah, walking around. I'm like, what is this?
What's the plural of TARDIS?
Tardai?
Tardai?
Apartheid. Apartheid.
What about we talked to artists. That's what we were going to talk about, which we just mentioned.
Freddie
all of them.
Williams
Never mind.
Jr. Actually,
You
I wanna
forget that
finish-
I'm even on there.
Mhm.
Go
Freddie
ahead,
Williams
Freddie
Jr.
Williams
So
Jr.
last year I got commission work done from him for a Punisher, a Green Arrow, and a Storm, because my wife was cosplaying as Storm last year, and it was actually pretty cool. Maybe we can pop one of those pictures up from him signing it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was one of the most nicest individual artists that I met, and throwing a whole bunch of extra stuff with him. And he just started doing the Batman and TNT series on
You're boring, Tim.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I know he doesn't know art.
I realized I yawned right into the mic too. I was like,
You're
"Oh,
not boring
man."
me because you said something very
sorry.
important. And this is another thing about Comic-Con that people don't realize. On Artist Row, we really are starving. I mean, seriously, we don't make any money at all doing art. You never do. You go to school and you pay to go to college and you learn all this, and then you realize once you get out in the real world, you're never going to make a dime. So what he said about commissions, man, so many of these artists live on nothing but doing commission pieces. So that's the other thing that you can talk to artists about there. I mean, I know I was talking with Scotty Young last year, and I'm really sad he's not going to be there this year because he does commission pieces, and I know a lot of the other artists will. So if you like their art, they will draw whatever you want on commission, and then they will just mail it to you in a tube. So if there's something you've been dreaming about, you'd really like to see these two characters together, doing something funny or whatever it is, you think you're this person and your husband's that person, they'll do it for you. They'll put it all together because they enjoy drawing, they want to draw, they need subjects, it's good practice.
They need the money.
And they need the money.
Yeah, and I would recommend that if you're going to get a commission, if it's something detailed and specific, if you're not just getting like a con sketch, is just something them to draw up real quick in 15 minutes for you. Make sure you visit their website or their Twitter account and try to reach out to them and talk to them. Because I did, since I was getting 3 pieces done, I did it 3 months in advance and then just picked it up at the con. So it made it a little easier on him, so he wasn't stressing. Because a lot of times they'll book up that first day and say, hey, all these people came on the first day and asked me they wanted these sketches done by the end of it, and they'll be there on the third day. So
you might not get the. I'm not saying the best. I don't want to say that they're not, but they're probably pressed for time and trying to do.
So
as much as
it depends on what you want. If you want them to be able to take their time and give them, their artistic ability to be able to spend their full time into it, then give them time in advance. But you can get sketches like on the comic book.
Let's say it's the last day or whatever, and they're fully booked. Can you say, "Hey, this is my address," and maybe they'll ship it to you? Or?
You can request it.
It
and
depends
can
on the
work it out.
artist.
Yeah.
It really does. But some of them like that too, because then they have some stuff to do between now and whichever next con they're moving on to.
And
I
they
did
could really take the
request.
time
I forget the artist's name who did Squirrel is the warrior thing, and I requested on Friday, and she said she was booked up already, and so I was just like, okay, well, if you can do it, I would like a Green Arrow kind of.
Well, the first problem is that she's a squirrel.
No thumbs. I
right?
understand.
Hard to hold a pen.
But
so.
she did. She ended up, and it was like a month and a half later, but she sent it to me, and it showed up, and didn't have to pay extra for shipping or anything like that. So
and that's the other thing. You got to be patient because some of these pieces take weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it may be a few months. If you commission something on the last day, you may not get it till fall. But if you're wanting it for someone for Christmas, it's probably perfect because we're going to be in May, and you'll get it way in advance of Christmas if you're, spouse or whatever.
And understand any work they're doing for the actual comic book comes first. So they're going to do their money first if they're working on a new comic
yeah,
book.
I think it was
they got to pay the rent.
Right.
2 years ago. Neil Adams was there,
Right.
And it was cool because Eli was really, really into Batman and discovering Batman, and we actually went up and talked to him, and he was like, I told him that he drew Batman, and he was just like in awe of that, and it was cool to see. Neil Adams was very good with at the time, 3-year-old. It was really it was a cool. I mean, they're.
What about bringing kids to the con, Mike? Is it challenging?
It is challenging. It is
'Cause I
challenging.
know-
There have been times where this booth over here, the toys are $1,000, and this over here, the toys are 25 cents, and they don't understand the difference between the two. And I've almost bought some really expensive toys.
Or if, say, there's
mint
like
out of the box.
a very expensive, like really detailed truck.
Oh,
on the floor of
no,
the
I'm
show
not
floor.
a big fan of what is it? The
Customization. Whatever.
no, the General Lee.
Oh yeah.
But and neither is my Noah because he took a metal car and hit that thing so hard, and we just no one was around, but he scratched that thing and we
Yeah.
were out of
Yeah.
there. We were just
Yeah.
gone. That was 2013.
Well, now when they hear this
Yeah,
podcast,
they've
they'll
been
know who
looking.
did it.
Editing.
No, I mean I'm making it sound a lot worse than it is.
But there's that's I think the biggest thing to get across is that it's not just comic books and artists and everything. It's an amalgamation of everything.
That
Is
did
that
not
a real
really
word?
happen. That was
Is
exaggeration. Of the
Amalgamation a real word?
My kids are big into the Minecraft. They're big into the
Yes.
Legos.
There's a Lego booth.
Yeah,
There's
there was.
there's toys. There's
Yes,
I'm trying to
there's
think what
a lot
else.
there's a lot for kids.
and just like weird stuff. Like for instance, you mentioned the Knight Rider and the Back to the Future car, like things that.
But you can
You
get
really-
them. You can get kids into comics because there are booths that, of course, selling really expensive comics. But there are booths that
selling just-
here are 5 for I mean, you can get them down to almost 50 cents and stuff like that. And that
And
might
the
not be the
really
best,
cool-
but shoot, you might
But the
find
really
some
cool
gems.
booth we found last year was it's sold in packages.
Yeah, there
Remember,
was a
like,
cool booth.
runs or whatever at a time.
And
Which is
the
really
sheer
cool.
fact is, I was collecting the whole Age of Apocalypse,
And
and
he
he's
had it.
like, "Boom! Here's the whole thing for $80." I'm like,
I've
crap.
already.
I'm like 4 away, and that kind of takes out all the
That's
fun.
like-
I think that completely negates what Tim said about you can't binge comic books.
True.
Yeah,
Because I
you're
really
right.
do think you can binge read them.
That's totally
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Because I bought a big old Iron Man set, and you're right, I did. Yeah,
Did you ever read this?
I did.
Really? That
I liked
actually
it.
surprises
I know
me.
it surprised me too.
Weren't you going through a bin that was like 50 cent and you found a gem?
Like Spider-Man 1.
No, it was not Spider-Man 1.
Superman 1.
It
Like
was
mint
the first
condition.
appearance of Vision, and it was right before the Avengers came out, so it was
Oh.
pretty hot. Or Age of Ultron came out, so it was pretty hot. And the guy had it in there, and it had some water damage at the
And
bottom.
he didn't know that. It
No,
was
he
in
knew
there.
what it was,
Oh.
but he
Well,
didn't care because some collectors just see that's got
Well,
water
did
damage
he
on the
knew what
bottom.
it was, but or he knew it was in there and totally fine with it?
No, I pulled it out and showed him. Where
Oh,
I
as
got
soon
it
as
from
you
the-
showed it to him,
Yeah,
he's like,
was
"Oh, crap!"
But
Yeah,
it's
okay.
like, so yeah, that look on his face, like, oh, I screwed up. But then when he looked at it, he's like, on the bottom right hand, it had a little bit of water damage to it, and he was like, oh, well, it's got water damage. I'm like, it's still a $300 book people are going
Right.
crazy
Yeah.
for right now, and so he sold it. And he's like,
50
oh, yeah.
cent bin.
So yeah, so that was pretty
Gosh.
nice. But then I also spent $60 on a book that turned out to be it's worth $1 right now. So it's hit and miss.
Anybody looking forward to?
Okay.
Does anyone know who Scotty Young is?
Yeah, do we just
Canceled. I don't know. I
I'm
have no idea who
incredibly
he is.
sad.
We just went through
I
this.
really
I was
am.
just-
He's done a lot of variants. He does like the small cartoonish versions of characters, which is pretty cool. I've got
What
a couple.
about
Spider-Gwen? I got his
hang
book
on, just
signed
scroll
last
on to
time.
Real
find
quick,
anybody
we got a
else.
few things and we got to wrap this up.
Yes.
There is, I think, a new thing. Maybe this is a new thing. Maybe if you tell me if you guys heard this. Sci-fi speed dating.
What?
They actually
Never
have
heard
that
it.
at the
Go
con
to
now.
Jake. Jake, you are.
I have no idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you tired of Are you tired of looking for love in Alderaan places?
Oh,
well
that's a
played.
bad
So
one.
you have to be 18 and single. Why single? I don't get that. No, I'm just kidding.
Or
we'll
creative.
Offer, they
Missy
offer.
listens to the podcast.
They offer speed dating. Will offer 6 sessions during the con. Pick the one. Man, we gotta find Tim.
What?
We
He's
gotta.
single. He's
Boom!
single.
You've got to go to this.
I'm gonna be at the
No,
booth
no,
the whole
listen, no,
time.
no.
no.
You
yeah, that's
have
fine.
to go to this,
Sure.
and we have to do a video on this.
I have to. Can I
You have to
wear?
the fez.
I'm not wearing the
I'm wearing
fez,
the
but
fez.
can I wear a big sign that says I'm famous in a podcast?
We need to get you a username.
Huh?
We need to get a username.
I want to wear a T-shirt that
Word.
says.
Blah.
I want to say
What
T-shirt
pa-
says
what
I'm
kind
not sure if you know this, but I'm a pretty big deal.
So
Can I do that?
my wife has a T-shirt like that.
At Planet
Talking about
Comicon.
me.
That's what you need to say.
So-
but yeah. So.
Let's give prices and.
Oh no, this is just trash.
You just
I
handed
was-
me trash. A 3-day pass, $75 at the actual door, but $57 beforehand.
Yeah, I recommend pre-loading.
Yeah, definitely. 22 for Friday, 32 Saturday, 27. It's so weird that every night's different. But obviously, it's like almost $15 more if you do it at the door. So definitely get them there. Youth gets a discount.
Be ready to stand in a line.
Yes.
I mean, just be ready for it because it
But
doesn't matter.
But don't let that throw you. It is
No,
a
no,
lot
no,
of
yeah.
fun. Getting in there, you will be.
you'll
shocked.
start. People will start talking to you, or you'll start talking to people, and it's all a big,
I mean-
friendly community, and everyone's. Honestly, the best part of standing in line is you get to see all the cool cosplay. too.
I recommend it break it down like this. Friday, you go if you're a collector, because that'll be your first opportunity to go in and get any rare toys, limited editions, any of that kind of stuff. Saturday, you go will be the biggest popular day, so it'll
That's-
be where they
that's
have all the
costume day.
panels, they have the costumes, they have the most people showing up. So that's probably the most fun if you just want to go and interact and see what it's like. And then Sundays, you get your best deals on your regular comic books, and then getting to go into a couple of limited panels that they have on Sundays. I think Stan Lee's only doing his panel on Sunday, which is kind of smart. They broke it up that way. So if
Yeah,
you bought it
that'll
on Friday, you
draw
have to,
'em in.
Yep. So I recommend, if depending on which one, if you've never been and you want to go, I recommend a Saturday. That will be the most people, the most interaction,
Yeah.
and the most events
That
to go
is,
on to.
yes. And there's a lot. It's just not comic books. There's a lot of booths that's selling all kinds of cool pop culture.
Toys, collectible.
Yeah, totally.
Michael, last year, didn't they have video games there?
Yes, and they
Oh,
have
yeah,
a board
yeah.
game section too, where people are
yeah.
playing board games. So they have whole rooms for just LAN parties, and then they have board games as well, and stuff along those lines. So there is just there's so much there.
So if you guys listen to the podcast and you are going to Kansas City Comic-Con, you have to come by the booth.
Yes,
You have to. That is not. It's not a choice.
and a couple other things
So-
we're going to be doing. We're going to give stuff away at our booth. You're going to go ahead and plug your stuff.
Well, I have a table in Artist Row this year, so I will have some art there, and I will be willing to answer questions and talk to you.
And your name one more
Oh,
time. just
Melissa
so they
Raines.
can't remember it.
Melissa
Which-
Raines.
Today was the first time I've ever seen your artwork, and amazing.
I know,
just
right?
saying, it is really good. Like, not to toot your own horn, but man alive is good. So it's
Yes.
Well,
worth looking
I'm
into.
new. I'm getting used to this, and this year I've mainly done the new Star Wars movie from Awakens. So I've done a little bit of Star Trek, but not very much else. So this will be my first try at this, and it's because every year I go and talk with the artists, and I keep telling myself I can do this. So this is me putting myself out there and trying to do this.
Would you be willing to do
I have- yeah,
like something
I have a
outside of the
question.
wheelhouse of the new Star Wars or Star Trek movie? Right? If somebody has like a request, would you be willing
Well,
to give it a shot?
Mike and Jacob are begging me to do Zelda.
Yes.
Oh
I am.
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
Link in particular. They
Yeah.
want me to do Link, which will be kind of outside my wheelhouse because normally I do real things, and this is not. So it's a car.
Wow.
Real?
No, I mean,
games exist.
This is weird because I went to school as a fine artist, so I have never drawn comics or anything
okay,
like
so
that before.
That was a question I have real quick. We were going to end this, but I want to talk real quick. I know Jacob's told me you've written stories that
is,
have never been published,
that
but
is
you
true.
want to, and now you are drawing.
I know.
So you could combine the two.
I have mentioned that to him, and
Into a
he's
into
like,
a comic book.
he thinks it's a weird idea. And I said, why don't I do a graphic novel? And he's like, because that would take forever.
because you don't have to finish it.
Because she's a perfectionist.
You can do a couple pages at a time, push it out there, and then just keep the story going.
Oh, why
so you
not?
don't have to finish the story.
Why don't you do a like a children's book?
No, I
'Cause that's a
hate those.
project
No,
that-
no, you guys don't
okay.
understand. I used to read comic books when I was a kid. I love dark comic
Hey,
books.
there's someone at the con you should probably talk to who had a little experience in writing comics and getting them drawn and published. His name's Stanley.
You gonna loan me the money to buy that ticket? My
Well,
goodness.
people gonna get in the picture with me because I get a picture with him. So just come ask all your
He's,
questions in the picture.
That would be great.
See?
That
That's
would
how
be
you do it,
awesome.
just kinda
I
ninja
would
those
love
in
to
there.
do that
Are
because
you
I really would.
photobombing Stanley.
Go ahead.
What else are we? What else are we giving away at our booth?
So
'Cause
we are actually giving away, and I think this is it. Maybe I shouldn't say it out loud.
I don't know.
I've talked to
You
all.
know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
kinds
to
of stuff.
pressure you or put you on the spot. So.
Okay,
You
I'm
wanna
just
wait?
gonna
You
put it
wanna
out
leave
there
it?
and
No,
see
no,
what
no.
people do.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about giving an Amazon Alexa as the prize.
What is that?
You should do one of the
Really?
new ones. Did you know there's
the dot.
new,
Yeah,
they've
we've
had
already
babies?
Ordered it. We've already ordered it.
Oh, so that's why.
Oh no, we got the tap.
Yes,
I bought it for his
Oh, the tab,
birthday,
yes.
and so we've started playing with that one.
We bought the dots.
Okay.
And yeah.
What?
So
This
might be able to,
jargon that you guys are speaking.
Provide some comic books and statues. And
I
stuff.
do. We are giving out
have
little
been-
prizes.
I have a
throughout it, but then
sculpture.
one big prize.
I've been making a sculpture. I've been saving my belly button lint for the past 2 years.
How many
It
jars?
is now a
One jar?
sculpture of R2D2. No, it's
We've lost
it's life
control
size.
Fully functional.
of everything.
It's life size. It's life size. Yeah, all belly button lint
Okay,
and
so
wax.
Now for the guy
we've
that shows
lost
up that
everybody.
wants that.
We've lost everybody
It's
for our
great.
booth
It's
now.
great.
There will not be a big gigantic thing of Tim's lens.
There will not be.
There will
Unfortunately.
be some art there though because I have committed
Yes.
to give one piece to Mike to give away.
So we have one gigantic drawing, and then we have
Yeah.
small
Like
drawings
smaller
throughout that.
ones.
So you have to come and sign up for the smaller ones, and they are kind of a quiz thing that we will give out and everything else. But we are also going to be interviewing all kinds of stuff. Watch our YouTube feed, the Username Nerd podcast, no, the Username Nerd News playlist in our channel. And the Username Nerd News will be covering a lot of this stuff. We have a couple of videos already covering stuff on the convention, but we'll be covering more.
And if you want to get in contact, if you guys have any ideas about Comic-Con or you want to do whatever, talk to us. You can find us on Twitter at
UsernameNerd.com. I mean, at Username Nerd. And I'm so used to saying .com at the end of that thing.
Username Nerd. So,
what's your YouTube channel?
Username Nerd. Pretty simple. Username Nerd,
Just drop the
UsernameNerd.com,
.coms.
at Username Nerd. Yeah,
Good.
it's all good. Stay nerdy.
Yes, stay nerdy.
Okay, stop. Don't go to the next YouTube video or channel or skip or don't do anything. Real quick, 5 seconds. We have 3 different channels. Please subscribe to them. Username Nerd News, Username Nerd Comics, Username Nerd Games. We have separated them out into 3 ones. Choose all of them or just one to subscribe to. You'd love it. I promise you, we'll give you great content. It'll show up in your feed. You'll love it. Just real quick click. It doesn't take but a few seconds. You'd be awesome. Thank you. I mean, you're really awesome. Thank you.